Welcome to today's video. Today, I'll be answering a question a lot of people have had on their minds recently. Can you tell if someone regularly watches F1 based on their eye movements from 10 minutes of a pretty standard race? I think I can. This is how I did it.
I got two people, one who had never seen an F1 race before, and another who watches F1 pretty regularly. I had them watch the same 10 minutes of a race, and then used eye tracking software to analyze their data to figure out which was which. To figure out what specific data I wanted, I did some research.
5 red lights at Silverstone, and the British Grand Prix is go! They crawl from the line and Oscar Piastri has the traction. Max Verstappen thinks about the chop. He hangs on.
During my extensive research, I kept track of what parts of the race I personally paid attention to. I consistently switched between looking at whoever was on screen and what their time was on the time board. This helped me create a framework for my data analysis. My prediction was that the person who regularly watches F1 will look in between the drivers on screen and the time board more regularly than the person who has never seen F1. To analyze this data, I used GazePoint eye tracking software. The main tool I utilized was something called AOIs. This stands for Area of Interest. Areas of interest are sections of the video that I designate because I think the eye tracking data in that area is significant. In this case, the areas of interest were the drivers on the screen and then the times on the time board. Once I've defined an AOI, it will give me a lot of information. The information I wanted specifically for this project was fixations, revisits, and total times. Fixations are how many times a person looked at an AOI, revisits are how many times a person returned to a specific AOI, and total time is how long the person looked at the AOI over the course of the video. The analysis commenced. So with the heavy lifting out of the way, I was able to take the output of all of these AOIs and figure out what actually happened. Firstly, let's remember my prediction. I predicted that a person who regularly watches F1 will look in between the drivers on screen and the time board more regularly than the person who has never seen F1. To be completely honest with you, within around 10 seconds of watching each of the videos, I was pretty sure I knew who was who, and this is why. During the entire video, Random User 2 looked at the time board around 23 seconds. Random User 1, though, didn't even look at it for an entire second during the whole video. Based on this alone, I was pretty sure that Random User 2 had seen F1 before. However, I did some more analysis. I analyzed 3 on-screen battles to see if my theory held up. At the end of the day, Random User 1 revisited the drivers on the screen 71 times and the time boards 0. Random User 2 revisited the drivers 60 times and the time boards 20. To confirm my prediction, I need to introduce this guy. This is Tyler. He's my mentor and was kind enough to help me on this project by conducting the interviews and randomizing the viewers so that they would be anonymous for my analysis. Tyler's great. Thank you, Tyler.
Random User 1 has not seen F1. Random User 2 has watched F1 before.
My prediction was correct.
Now you know, you can tell if someone watches F1 regularly or just likes watching cars go zoom based on their eye movements.